It is time for another Instant Pot challenge. So I'm sitting on the couch and I hear the pans rattling and I said, "What's going on?" "Oh, well, you're going to cook me some spaghetti," says the wife. So it's time for another Instant Pot challenge. So unlike what I did the first time, which is to cook brown the meat in the pot, she says, "No, I'm going to brown the meat in a regular pan." So let's take a look at what's going on with that. So she's browning the meat there, but you can brown it into the actual things.
Well, because the meat's frozen. That's why I'm doing it on here.
Okay, so for this challenge, we're going to use 1 pound of spaghetti. Which Judy says, 1 pound? Are you kidding me? But 1 pound works, and it actually provides for leftovers.
Well, we had that canned tomato too, so that's why it was okay.
It's 1 pound. You need spaghetti sauce, of which today we're having 4 cheese, and we need 1 can of tomatoes that she's going to go produce, because I'm pretty sure we had some tomatoes in there. Okay, so the extra ingredients, the Hunt's tomato, what are we using? Fire roasted diced tomatoes. And while you're browning the meat, you need half a teaspoon of salt, garlic powder, onion powder. Stir that together, and then we're going to put in the meat and the sauce and then 36 ounces of water in 8 minutes, and boom, we're done. So I'll get to that next. Okay, when we bought the spaghetti, we had to go to the store and buy spaghetti for the initial trial of this. There were several you could get, and they were a couple on sale and didn't know what to get. And so the opinion was that we got 2 of this in here. So this is the second one, and the first one was fine. So this is La Romanella spaghetti. I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of spaghetti you get, but just for posterity to know what it was I ate, so that we go, oh, well, that one was good, but what was it that we got? La Romanella, Smart and Final, $2. I don't know. Actually, it was about $1.32, I think. Okay, so now we're going to put the 1 pound of ground beef. We're going to need 36 ounces of liquid, and we're going to break up the spaghetti. Okay, so previous experience has shown that you need to break this up, and you need to sort of cross-hatch it in there, otherwise it's going to clump up. So we're going to take this up and mash these things and just kind of not make too much of a mess in there and get it pushed down. And once I get that filled up, then we'll do the next step. Okay, so as you can see, I now have this cross-hatched, and it is an unmitigated mess because I've put it in there really loosely. I'm trying to avoid it from clumping, and so this is a real mess compared to the first time. But I'm going to press this thing down, which is going to smash some of these things, but I can do this with my hands right now, whereas if I put the sauce in there, well, I don't need another episode of Lucy in there. Lucy being like where she's in the grapes, you know? And this got little pieces flying all over the place. So there we go. So now I've got the nice bed going, and so now I can add 36 ounces of water, of which this is 32. So I'm going to get another 4 ounces.
Can we add this tomato?
Okay, here's the final 4 ounces.
That didn't look like 4 ounces. It looked like about 2.
And then 1 can of spaghetti sauce, which is 22 ounces, I think. 22 ounces. And then the tomatoes, which doesn't have the top off, so that's dangerous for my fingers. Okay, there's the diced tomatoes. So now just take a little fork and kind of...
Just getting the rest of the tomato sauce out of the jar.
Oh, that was extra liquid.
No, it doesn't.
Kind of spread that around on there. Cover it up. And the rest, as they say, will be history as this thing just sort of melts into each other. Okay, do that, and then we'll do the final step here. Okay, put the top on. We're going to do pressure cook. We're going to set this for 8 minutes, and bam, that's it. So let it build up the pressure. Counter will go down, and then we'll be eating spaghetti and meat sauce. There we go. So let's see how long it takes to build up pressure. It is 4:26. So I think pressure will be finished in about 14 minutes if the first one was any indication. Let's see how close I was. Okay, so we are now 21 minutes in, and it is just starting to, it's just starting to steam up here, which I don't know what that means, but I've seen it happen before. But I just record that just so that I know that after 20 minutes it still wasn't up to pressure, and it did release a little bit of steam in here, but yeah, it's still hasn't come up to pressure for the 8-minute cook. So, you know, when they tell you an Instant Pot, oh, it cooks everything so fast, it'll do this in 5 minutes or whatever. Well, that's true, except you have to wait for this initial part here to get up to speed. Okay, so now we're at 23 minutes, and that steaming that I was just talking about, all of a sudden the little insert in there went boop and popped up, but it did not, and still has not yet started its 8-minute countdown. So we're now at 24 minutes, so I will let you know when it actually kicks over to the 8 minutes in there. Okay. It beeps when it goes into the countdown, which I did not realize, so I didn't have to hover over this thing for 27 minutes. So yeah, it cooks really fast once it comes up to pressure. So 27 minutes for it to come up to pressure, and now it's 8 minutes, and then it's time to eat. Okay, 8 minutes are done. Time to let her loose. I'm going to show you how I quick release this thing. It's fascinating. Okay, so I'm going to get just a little cloth right here, and I'm going to put it over it so that the steam doesn't rise like through the end of the world. Oh yeah, how'd that work out for you? And you don't burn your hands. Alright, I take that back. May use a little. I guess that didn't work so good. It worked really well when there was only a little bit of a quick release. When you did 5 minutes of slow release. Alright, so we'll let that go. That'll take a minute or two, and then we'll be ready to see what we got there. Okay, so you can see here 4 minutes, so it took about 3 minutes for it to release the pressure. And I asked Judy, how do you know when you can release this thing? And she said, this little lever thing, when that thing goes down, then it's all full of the pressure's gone. So note to self, that's when you do it. Okay, so now we simply give it a little turn, pop it open. That is a yummy looking delight in there. Okay, so let's give it a stir around there and dish some of it out. Okay, and there it is. Mmm, doesn't that look delicious?
Yes.
So, now for the taste test. Let's see how it tastes. Okay, let's see how it tastes.
I'm gonna taste the spaghetti. Okay, it's got a little bit of everything in the bite, and I'm gonna blow on it because it's hot.
That was a big
Hot.
bite. A big hot bite. Maybe you shouldn't have taken such a big bite.
Mmm. Oh, that was pretty delicious. That's
Pretty delicious? Okay. Remember what I said? There's like okay and delicious. You put it at pretty delicious, which means it's not delicious. It's only pretty delicious.
Better than delicious.
Well, then that's really delicious.
It's really delicious.
Okay, it's really delicious. We had this conversation before. Just don't let it go up your nose. I'm not pulling one. You could pull that through your nose.
It's bitter than really good.
All right. It's really delicious. One more bite. Here we go. Choo choo. Ooh, hot, hot, hot.
Yum.
All right.
That's
Say
good.
thank you.
Thank you.
For what?
Thank you for making it all be in the pot and delicious. Yum.
Okay, here we
Mhm.
go. She was one hungry little person.
And a napkin.